This is one of a 5-part video series that me and Kim recently recorded. It was one long episode that we did not intend on being that long, but it was a pretty good conversation, so we broke it down to 5. Throughout this series, if you find yourself really like, oh man, I don't agree with what they said, or I really agree with what they said, or whatever, please comment, DM, contact us directly. It doesn't really matter. We're down with anything. The whole purpose of our show is to have appropriate conversations. Sometimes we have silly conversations, sometimes we have more serious, sometimes we're kind of in the middle, but nevertheless, we want to have a conversation where people can voice their opinions and be respected, and then put it out there for all to see. So I hope y'all enjoy. This is a fun one, or an interesting one, or a touchy one, or however you want to put it, and it is about Dave Chappelle's The Close. The things he did say was like, okay, it was like, ooh, but at the end of the day, it's a joke. Right now, and hopefully if somebody in here, like, y'all feel like y'all got a legit, like, opposition, and you're not gonna be too emotional and, like, yelling and screaming and all that, like, we would want to hear it. Like, I legit want to hear that. If you have, like, a good point, please tell us, because, like, I want to hear, and we want to hear all sides. Like, there was even a person, I got their name here, that was part of the LGBT, well, that is part of the, this is a Flame Monroe. She came on, I want to say it was like CNN. She's a transgender woman. She's black, and she's a comedian. And she was stating that, look, some of the stuff was kind of hard to hear from him, but I didn't hear any lies. Like, his main focus was racism. Like, he used, like, the LGBT pride community, however you want to say it, as, like, what people are focusing on now, but, like, how this has been, how y'all being treated, has how black people have been treated. Yeah. Like, it's been there. And he even touched on, and I think that one thing that I'm seeming to be overlooked is that his friend, that he gave an opportunity to, and they're like, well, for those, I mean, I don't know if you started the thing, but basically he had a friend that he let open up for him, which in comedy, if you're opening up for Dave Chappelle, or any big person,
it was a transgender
woman. Yeah. And that he knew he was transgender, he was like, it was pretty obvious. Like, they had a pretty open conversation about that. But if you're opening for someone like Dave Chappelle, that's like opening for Drake, Kanye West, or Richard Pryor. Like, people know you. Like, people gonna know you. They're like, oh, I did see that person. You know what I'm saying? You get notoriety. That's great. You know what I'm saying? So he gave her an opportunity with that, and then they talk about, like, one of his past specials, and she kind of addressed that, and then, and they had, like, a legit conversation. And I think that the issue becomes with these touchy topics or hot button topics or whatever, is that people aren't willing to discuss anything. So if I say something that you don't like if I'm like, you know what, it should be okay to body shame people, instead of you saying, you know what, Chris, I'm gonna tell you why that's unacceptable. Because you can cause body dysmorphia. Some people can kill themselves.
Fat shaming.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? All that. I'm like, okay, cool. Now I can give you my perspective. Now, if I'm out there just trying to do it to be malicious of me, get on my head. Like, if you see I'm just walking around, you fat, get your life together, No. But if you, I think people just need to have a conversation. He's a comedian. Yeah. He cracked a joke. If you don't like it, explain why. People always go quick to, okay, let's take
transphobic,
homophobic, and all this. It's like,
stuff. And that's not, and sometimes maybe you have. This is the issue, like he said. It's about white men being uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. White men are openly able to admit that they're gay now.
Yeah.
White men are able to admit that they're trans now. Yeah. Right? Mm-hmm. So the vast majority of that movement, whether you want to believe it or not, is white men. Mm-hmm. Flat out, hands down, it doesn't go any further than that. You can't dress up the facts any further than that. It's white men. Now, think about this for a second. The people who run this country are what?
White men.
Predominantly white men.
Right.
And so you got people who want to be accepted into polite society with everybody else. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But everybody else in polite society can take a joke.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So, like, exactly off of what he's saying is that we're seeming to draw the line where people can't crack jokes. Now I know we obviously have some lines where people can't joke with.
Too far.
Yeah, but it's pretty. I've heard jokes about slavery, about the Holocaust, black, white, every race, really.
You ever had a white friend who say some racist stuff to you?
And you be like,
it's like, let's just say, they'd be like, okay, think about Rush Hour. Jackie Chan.
Yeah,
bitch slap you back to Africa.
Yeah, it's like.
That's funny.
It's funny, and then also
my people got brought over here as slaves. Haha, your bitch let me back to Africa.
Yeah, it's like
it's messed up. Yeah, it's funny.
But it's like, and then you also got to know y'all relationship. So like when my homeboys say that we have a good relationship, I know you're not trying to be mean to me.
Right.
It's funny.
Right.
If I don't know you and you say some stuff like that to me,
yes, we're gonna have fried chicken there.
Yeah, it's like you know what I'm saying.
That's funny. I'm sorry.
It's funny. It's funny. I'm not gonna take it too to heart. Like I'm not gonna, you know what I'm saying. But if you are that kind of person that takes it to heart, you're gonna put yourself in a lot of situations where you're gonna be mad about a lot of things. Like I'm a big believer, if you don't like something, don't do it, don't eat it, don't play with it, don't watch it, don't do it. And if you feel like you can't avoid it, then you should probably see like, what is in here that's making me so mad? Did he say something that was a lie? Did he say something that I feel was untrue? Did he say something that I feel like he was personally attacking me?
Or does it just hurt my feelings?
Yeah, if it just hurts your feelings, that's fine. Like, we all have things that somebody say to us, be like, I don't like that, but you have to thug through it. You know what I'm saying? Like, most of the time.
To be fair, how about this? I ask you this. So, a lot of the opposition on the other side is saying, maybe not necessarily, the jokes are that bad, but it's like, okay, you did 4 specials now, and you're still on the same thing.
Okay.
Over and over and over and over. So now it feels like it's not just a part of the I'm making a joke and making a joke here and there. It's like, the focus on a lot of you, like at least 3 out of the 4, have been a lot of it been on the pride movement.
Yeah. So and I can see that, and I think that because it seems that when his early specials, when he first maybe touched on it, he got such a backlash. He's been almost trying to like explain it, but he's not gonna just go out there and issue out an apology. He's gonna crack a joke about it, and as he's writing, he's like, this is fucking funny. Like, I'm gonna keep going with it. Like the last special before, when he talked about like all the different people, the pride community in the car. That was funny. Like, I don't care what nobody say, that was funny to me. And to be fair, I haven't always thought Dave Chappelle was funny. I was not a big fan of the Chappelle show. Like most people were. Most people were fans of the Chappelle show. I was like, I found some of it funny, but it didn't. So it wasn't even like when I went to go watch the special, I was like, I can't wait to laugh. Like, I was like, oh snap. He just made some freaking points, and like you were mentioning before off camera, was like, it was, some of the stuff was a little more serious, but it was still like, you're not like
right.
You're like
chuckling, but you're looking at it like, oh man, yeah, that's a good point. Like, you're making a good point. It's a commentary with comedic elements to it. Almost.
Exactly. Yeah. It was almost like it wasn't. I wouldn't say it's like a lecture. It was like, I guess the way you put it. It was kind of like he's speaking to you, but he's funny. It was like, it didn't feel like it was a comedy special. It felt like y'all was just up there talking this shit.
You talking
and he up there just cracking jokes, and then